Man, it's crazy. You do all of these things to get to a point where you feel like you're ready to actually like cook or create and look. It all comes down to the end of it, which is you just got to do that shit. Um, I'm not exactly sure what platform this is gonna go on because I got like 3 or 4 of them. I guess it really depends on the subject matter and which of what I talk about. So many things going on in today's world and time, and I don't know. Despite it all, I feel kind of blessed, especially considering how rough the last 5 years have been for me particularly, but for everyone, I guess. Man, where do we start? I guess the thoughts that I've been having recently have been more centered around identity. Like, the older I get, the more I want to be a particular type of person. But that particular type of person that I want to be, in my head, is still very diverse in its behaviors. Does that make any sense? For example, when I was younger, I used to love fucking trap music. I don't know if it was just because it was like, it sounded great. I'm black, so I felt a certain type of pride in when something was just hitting hard culturally, or if it was just, me being a follower, because I'm sure there was a point in my time or in my life where I was a follower at times. I say that to say, now, while I still love the classics, while I still can acknowledge when something's hitting, like when an 808 slapped the right way, when the lyric is fire, it bothers me a bit more when we speak about murder 24/7. You know what I mean? Like, before, it didn't really bother me as much. Like, I thought it was normal. And then the older I get, the more I choose peace for myself, the more I'm like, yo, this is fucking bizarre. This is crazy. Like, I don't know if it's maybe because I've been a dad for 10 years, but like, I don't know if it's because maybe I'm an older dad now. I'm still young as fuck, 30, but you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it's just the age that's hitting me, and I'm like, yo, like, I really don't want to hear about niggas killing each other every fucking night. When I'm chilling and I'm trying to catch a vibe, and I'm always trying to catch a vibe. I'm never trying to be on some bullshit. Like, I don't know if that's the energy I want to feed myself. So, like, things are just changing, and the person that I want to be, this loops back around. The person that I want to be, sometimes I do want to, like, talk crazy. Like, especially on platform, like, because I grew up listening to content creators, podcasters, entertainers, radio, media, and they all were talking crazy. Like, I'm a Chappelle baby. I grew up on Dave fucking Chappelle when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I shouldn't have been watching that at all, but me and my brothers, like, that's what we consumed. So that type of insanity, the Mad TV type of insanity, like, those type of jokes hit hard for me. And that's just my taste in humor. And my taste in music is shifting a bit away from the same taste that I had in humor, but I still love that type of shit. But then there be them moments, and this is the duality part of it, there be them moments where I'm like, y'all tripping, like, y'all chill, like, you shouldn't even say stuff like that. You should be this type of person, and you notice how I like change the tone, and now I'm like chill, like not a holier than thou type of thing, because I'm very aware, but like almost like a holier than thou. Hey, you guys are like chill, like you're doing too much. You shouldn't say that to that person. You shouldn't be that way to that person. You should look at the way that you act. You should look at the way that you are responding to things, and X, Y, and Z, and blah 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 blah. And while that is all completely true, can you really be both? This is a very interesting question. It's almost can't remember the word, but it's almost like hyperbolic in how concentrated you can have this subject into one space, but it's two different sides of the conversation. Like, of course, we're human. We can be anything we want to be, but can you also be a better person and still do half of the terrible shit you used to do, or half of the ratchet shit you used to do, or half of the things that aren't necessarily level-headed and cool? Like, granted, you're not hurting nobody, but some of your actions can be perceived to be as harmful. But to be honest, and this is, the philosophical part of this, I'm not picking a side, but I could water my lawn and somebody would come across and say, hey, don't do that, you're hurting. Like, anybody could see anything in any way. It makes you wonder, like, is it even worth not pondering, because anything's worth pondering, but it makes you wonder if it's even worth contemplating. Like, yo, do what the fuck you want, be who the fuck you want to be. Yeah, cool, I get that. But when you want people to view you a certain way, and should you even want people to view you a certain way? But as a business, you got to operate a certain way to retain business. But also as a business, you can create your own little niche where the people who fuck with you. And they still come and shop. And maybe this doesn't seem relevant to anyone else, but I feel like this entire conversation is relevant to my previous point, which is I'm growing into this phase where I'm kind of torn in between being half and half of what I actually like. I want to be able to do a podcast where I'm shooting the shit and cracking jokes and talking crazy. And then I also want to be able to be a therapist. Ain't that crazy? Like, I'm literally in my master's degree program right now for social work with the hopes of becoming a therapist. Now, granted, I counsel people all the time without even knowing it. But can you still go on a media platform and shoot the shit, crack jokes, have fun, and then later on be like, yeah, I understand why you're feeling that way. Maybe you should take it from a 10 to an 8 and from an 8 to a 4. Like, when I'm like, yeah, no, fuck that. Like, hit dude in the head, like hit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. Just random thoughts. Modern day philosophy. Who are the modern day philosophers? Would they be YouTubers? Are they YouTubers? They're probably YouTubers. Content creators. Interesting. It's crazy how nowadays you can be considered to be that and have written not one book. Shit, some of us haven't read not one book. Anyways, there'll be more of this coming. More of these conversations. It probably would be more interesting if I was able to, like, gain enough of a following for me to be able to do a live and just live talk and react from people. That probably would be more effective here, right? But I don't know. You tell me, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about wanting to encapsulate both the out of pocket and the in pocket? Am I the only one? And if you think about it too much, you'll just be at a standstill for 10 fucking years. And you won't ever do shit or anything because people are going to judge you no matter what you're doing, right? So you got to do something. And then the people who had an idea of you when they met you, oh, I love this guy. He's just such a great guy. And you present them what your actual opinions and thoughts are. And then now all of a sudden, it becomes an extreme thing and it's polarized. And now they're picking sides. When, you never really spoke about your side. That makes sense? But do you even give a fuck about those people? Most people will say, yeah, no, fuck those people. But sometimes you actually care about these types of people, right? These people. Well, oftentimes you have to get out of the way and move people who you care about out of your way so you can be where you want to be. And look, it's just a bunch of questions, y'all. Like, I'm the devil's advocate to the devil's advocate. apparently. Let me know your thoughts.